we're now going to use a demonstration part of DataStage called the REST stage. Kevin, my colleague, is now going to run through that step by step and see the output of that. So Kevin, over to you.
Okay, so this is just a simple demonstration of some of the standard functionality in DataStage. We're going to use the REST API, the REST stage, to extract data about DataStage, and we're going to process that and then output the results to a sequential file and also to an S3 bucket. So we'll look into a few of these stages. In the REST stage, I'll double click on that. The important thing here is that you can see here we've got different requests. So each of these requests is equivalent of using running a REST command, for example, in a REST client interface. So we run the first request, which is going to take a password and a username and a password, and turn that into a access token. The second request is then going to use that token and it's going to pass that to another request. It's going to take the results from getting the token from the username and password, turn them into an access token, and then it's going to pass the results from that into another REST command. And in this case, it's going to get an IAM token, which is what the IBM system needs. So we're basically chaining together multiple REST commands and passing the results between them. This one is going to use the IAM command, and it's going to run this particular REST command. That's going to give one long row of data in JSON format, which is going to pass through to the hierarchical stage, which is going to receive that, and then it's going to split that into multiple rows and multiple columns. So I'm just looking to what's called the assembly, which is kind of like a miniature DataStage job. We receive the data, processing that. So this is a stage which takes one single row, splits it into multiple rows, multiple columns, and then we're going to output that data. That data is going to come from here, and I'm splitting that data into two streams now. So the first stream is going to output to a sequential file, and the second is to an S3 bucket. So if I run this job, there are no parameters in this at the moment, or we could put parameters in there to give it limited or to change the project, for example, that we extract this data from, and we can give it a parameterized name for the S3 bucket that we're going to write to. So we can use parameters throughout this job. So you can see here from the REST API, we got just the one row. Goes through to the hierarchical stage, which splits that up. We've now got 13 rows and multiple columns. But take a quick look in the sequential stage. Data. You can see I just output two columns, which basically is the name of the job and then a description. And we've got 13 jobs in there. So here's the S3 stage. I created we have a bucket in S3. So prior to running that job, see we just have the 5 objects. If I refresh that list, we now have the new one. See, it was created today. We just have the new one, and we can perform various actions on it. So this is within Amazon S3, and I can do something, do a query on that. So these are all defaults on the way I want the results to appear. I'm just going to say to it, select the first 50 rows from that table and the query, and here we can see the results just in CSV formatted. And if we click on formatted, then we can see it's in columns as we'd expect. And again, we can see the list of jobs, bits of information about it when it was created, and a description there. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to close this. I'm going to delete that. So I'm going to create a new job manually. So here I am in DataStage creating. I want to create a new job. Info. Not going to actually put anything in it. I'm just going to create it. So that's saved the job, and I'm going to run this job again. So remember, we had 1 row coming out of the rest and 13 coming out of the hierarchical stage. Take a few seconds. Okay, so now we can see 14 rows came out, and again, I can preview the data. Now we see the new job disappeared. No description, didn't put a description in it. Back to S3. There we are. Then run the same query. There's that new flow that we just created. That's it.
Okay. So Kevin, thanks very much for doing that. So this is the flow on the palette that you'll see. And if you need any further information, please do not hesitate to contact us. So thank you.